Everybody breathe, okay? Everybody breathe, all right? Now's not the time to panic. We went to Newcastle's ground, all right? We did what we needed to do. We got a draw. That's honestly the best possible result that we could have gotten today based on how we played, because we did not play well, all right? I'll be honest. I'll be the first to say I watched all 94 minutes, 95 minutes if you're a Madrid fan and you're going to cry and complain that we got a penalty at the end. I watched every single last second of the game. We did not play well, okay? Newcastle pretty much just put everything out there, and they told us, this is how we're going to play. We're going to be extremely physical. We're going to play extremely high press. We're going to use our physical strength to impose our will and play how we want to play. And that's what they did, bro. And to be honest, it was very hard for Barcelona to even connect and with each other and get passes going, because like I said, the midfield, Joelinton, they were just pressing so much. I'm not too familiar with the Newcastle players, but I don't just want to talk about Newcastle. I'm going to talk mostly about Newcastle versus Barcelona because that's the game that I primarily watched. But I also want to talk about Galatasaray, Liverpool. I watched most of that game as well. Atlanta and Bayern Munich. I didn't see the goals or anything, but I saw while I was reacting to, or while I was watching the Barcelona game, I saw the scorelines head into, and then I saw a little bit of that Atletico Madrid game versus Tottenham. So we're going to talk about all that stuff, all the crazy stuff that went down, because today was genuinely such a fun day in terms of Champions League. So much happened today. So let's start off with Newcastle versus Barcelona. Like I said, we didn't play too well. I'm curious to see what each player got. Okay, Hall got a 7.9, and he got man of the match. So that just kind of tells you the kind of standards that both teams were playing at today. It was a bit of sloppy football, not too good football all around, but it was pretty entertaining, even up until the end. Even when we conceded, it was pretty entertaining. Newcastle were making chances, bro. Throughout the game, they started off early. Elanga had a chance. It looked like he was offsides, but he actually ended up being onsides. And Joan Garcia made an insane save. I don't even know how he gets to that ball, bro. It's just such a good save. He keeps us in the game, because to be honest, if they score there, I don't know if we score. I don't know if we come back in the next round. It's so early. It's in Newcastle's ground. They're up 1-0, and we still have 90 plus minutes to play. I don't know. It would have been tough. It would have been tough for us to come back, especially how we were playing. LAMINE, obviously, he gets the goal for us. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about our back line, because I actually think that our back line was pretty solid today. I saw a lot of people complain about Araujo. I myself was very skeptical about him being in the lineup and playing as a right back before the match even started. I was wondering why initially, but then reports started coming out that Eric Garcia started feeling some discomfort. So then it was pretty obvious why Araujo was starting. But overall, I don't think he played that bad. I know a lot of people are going to blame him for the goal because Rafinha had to cover for him because he was talking to the ref, and yeah, that's annoying, but at the same time, Rafinha was kind of caught sleeping, and I don't think Rafinha had a good game at all. I think he was bad in his decision making today. He had a couple runs down the left hand side. He'd cross it in, but a lot of the times nothing would come of it. And I think Rafinha was really struggling with the physicality of the Newcastle players. And also the pace of them too. But yeah, I mean, Rafinha had a difficult match today. I hope he learns. I think overall, what our offense needed to do more is just move around more. They were very stationary, and with Newcastle, you can't be stationary, because as soon as you get the ball, boom, you got two men on you, or you're getting bodies. So you need to constantly be moving, opening up different channels, open up different lanes for passing. And there was a moment, like, here, let me go back to the momentum. But during this stretch of momentum from minute 13 to like minute 25, you saw a lot of movement because we had the ball, and we would move in the front, which would allow our center backs and our midfield to then create passing lanes, and it would distract the back line, and it would make them have to decide who they were going to cover. So we saw a lot of that movement up in the front, but then throughout the game, like, we saw none of that. Like, literally, it was so weird how Barcelona kind of just shut off, especially in the second half, when we usually tend to play better in the second half. I'm looking just at possession right here. It was pretty evenly split. Yeah, that makes sense. We had 2 big chances compared to their 1 big chance, and that was their 1 goal. And then 16 total shots. Yeah, so I think this game was pretty bad, like, in terms of, like, quality overall, but it was entertaining. Lewandowski, absolutely, like, he just couldn't do anything. He was constantly battling Daniel Byrne, and Daniel Byrne, is his name Daniel Byrne, or is it just... Yeah, Daniel Byrne. Constantly battling with Daniel Byrne, but Daniel Byrne would just get the best of him. And yeah, I mean, Lewandowski, I mean, he does his job as a number 9, but I don't know, man. He's just, like, not physically there, speed lacking. He can sometimes, like, hold up play and distribute, but I don't know, man. It is tough to say if we should be starting. But then you look at our other option, and it's Ferran, and you're like, why would we do that? Like, it's hard to choose between Ferran and Lewandowski. And I think that's why today Hansi Flick ultimately gave the choice, or made the choice for Rashford to come in and take his spot. Dani Olmo, obviously, he's the one that won the penalty. Up until then, pretty much, what was Dani Olmo even doing? I mean, as soon as he came onto the pitch, he was just, like, I don't know, playing pretty bad, I'm being honest. Fermin Lopez had a couple good stretches of play, but ultimately really was nullified by the defense of Newcastle. It's just hard to get around these guys. Like I said, they're big and tall, and that's not to say that Fermin Lopez didn't try. He's one of our most passionate players. He's going to play for the badge. But, it is kind of hard when you have, like, 6-foot plus towers, crowding you and stuff like that. It is kind of hard. But Bernal came out with an injury. Hopefully that's not anything crazy. I know he was like, it looks like he is injured. I just saw the plus. Is he actually injured? I know he was grabbing his hamstring in that, but I don't know if he's just cramping or not. He doesn't come out for a cramp. There's something up with him. He's probably going to be out for a bit. He might not even see the next leg. Hopefully by then we'll have Frankie de Jong back. Our midfield is looking dicey at the moment. Not too big on that. But LAMINE YAMAL, obviously, after Dani Olmo goes down in the penalty box, LAMINE YAMAL takes it. And yeah, that's all she wrote. It was 1-1. A lot of people are going to complain, like, oh, why didn't they end earlier? Like, oh, the game ends until Barca score. No, bro. Like, if you actually watch football, you know that it's not until the last play of the game that the ref calls it. And the last play of the game was still in Barca's hand, and then they called the penalty. So that's why. The ref is hardly ever the ref stops it right when the clock strikes it. They always give a little bit of extra time for the play to end, and then they end it. All right. I don't know why people are now all of a sudden forgetting that. Like, that doesn't happen. No, it does happen. But anyways, we got a debut by Xavi Espart. He came in as a right back to replace Araujo. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see too much from him. I mean, I'm not going to say he was quality. He literally came in, like, right at the end. But maybe that's what we're going to have to do for the next leg. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But, I mean, that's a draw for Barcelona. When was the last time we drew against somebody? I don't know. It's been a while. But, that's pretty much sums up the game. It was very entertaining, but overall, the quality was a bit lacking. Now moving on to the Atletico Madrid game. Now, this game made so many headlines because the mistakes that the goalkeeper wasn't Kinski made at Atletico's pitch. I mean, as soon as Atletico get momentum, they score. But what is it about that pitch, bro? I mean, I'm when Barcelona went to that pitch, the goalkeeper messed up. Now we have Kinski. Sorry, I keep saying Kinsley. Kinski going in and he's slipping now. So like, what's the issue? What's the issue, bro? But nevertheless, Antoine Griezmann also makes it 2-0. I think it was like interception at the midfield or something, and then they play it up and then they score or something like that, or just outside the box. And then you have Julian Alvarez who intercepts it from Kinski again, and he makes it 3-0. And then after that, he gets subbed off. And then Pedro Porro. No. And then Ruben Lenormand. I don't even know who that is. But he comes in and he makes it 4-0. And then after that, it was pretty much, the game was pretty much over. But Pedro Porro, he gets a goal, and he actually ended up getting an assist, okay? But yeah, it ended up being 5-2, and it was not super impressive by Tottenham. You definitely do not want to go 5-2 in the second leg. I know Atletico is most likely going to park the bus the whole time, and that's how they're going to get through, which is kind of annoying. I wish we were in that position where we could just go to the second leg and park the bus, but it's not the case. It's not the case at all. So, it looks like, yeah, Atletico is going to go through to the next round and face either Newcastle or Barcelona. I'm going to say Barcelona because I still believe in them, but you could make an argument that maybe Newcastle gets the best of us, but I doubt it because it's going to be at the Camp Nou. So we'll see. All right, next game we'll talk about is Atlanta Bayern Munich. Wow, this game ended 6-1. That's insane. And they got like a consolation goal right at the end. But hold on, yeah. Let's look at what happened. All right, so Bayern Munich had most possession, right? Expected goals, wow, that's high XG, I'm not going to lie. 25 total shots, 7 big chances, yeah. I've seen a lot of headlines saying, is Bayern Munich the best team in the world? After today, I'm going to have to probably say yes. They're probably the most intimidating team in the world. Yeah, bro, they just have so much quality and depth as well, dude. I mean, they're just lucky they're not getting riddled with injuries because they just have the league in the bag, so they can just cruise. But I mean, just look at all this, bro. Olise bags 2 goals, gets an assist, 9.6 rating. That's quality, bro. I need to watch the highlights of this game. I didn't even watch the highlights, but I'm just looking at this right now. This is my genuine reaction. Luis Diaz, he gets an assist as well. Gnabry gets an assist and a goal. Jackson gets an assist and a goal. So is Harry Kane injured, or did he just not start this game for some reason? Harry Kane? Where's Harry Kane? Is he not? Or was he suspended? Oh, yeah, he was suspended. Looks like it. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about much. Kimmich, dude, he's so good, bro. I mean, he reminds me, he literally looks like Jinxie, but yeah, I mean, who's surprised by this result? Pretty much nobody, right? We all knew Atlanta were going to lose and Bayern Munich were going to win, but 6-1 is a big statement, I'm not going to lie. That's crazy. All right, now who's next? Galatasaray, Liverpool. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this game because I actually watched this game. The other 2 games I talked about previously, I didn't really watch. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just sad to see Liverpool going out like this, dude. I said in my match reaction, I thought Galatasaray was gonna win, But I thought that Liverpool at Anfield was going to be able to pull off something and win. But, bro, after this result, dude, I do not see it going like that. I'll be honest, bro. If anything, I think Galatasaray will win at Anfield, bro. Liverpool were not good today. Not good at all. Galatasaray, I actually think they had a pretty solid game plan. You know, get an early goal, sit back a little, counterattack, you know, press, high press. But I mean, just it's mostly Liverpool that's just like, when I watch them play, I'm like, why? What are their players doing? Like, a lot of the times, I don't understand what their goal is. Like, I don't know, man. Mo Salah is just so bad now. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just old, but today was not good. McAllister also had a couple bad touches and passes. Overall, the midfield of Liverpool were just getting outdone by the midfield of Galatasaray. And Victor Osimhen, he gets an assist. It's a corner. Osimhen gets to the ball first because Osimhen is pretty freaking tall. And then LAMINE gets the goal. And that's all she wrote, bro. That's all she wrote. That's the only goal of this game. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't think Liverpool's going to make it to the next round, I'll be honest. We'll see who they face tomorrow or we'll see if they make it through to the next round, who they'll face based off the game of PSG versus Chelsea, which is exciting. And then we'll see who Bayern Munich will face based off the game of Manchester City versus Real Madrid, which best believe I'm going to be hate watching that game, bro. I'm going to be hate watching. I'm not going to be able to get a reaction out today or tomorrow because I will be at school. But maybe match review. I might do a Madrid match review. So that's pretty much what I got planned. Dang, this video is very long. All right, so I'm going to chop it up, get this edited, and get it out there to you guys so you guys can watch it. But yeah, very exciting game, or very exciting day of Champions League football. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You guys let me know what you guys thought of each and every game. Maybe you watched the Newcastle game versus Barcelona. Maybe you watched the Atlanta versus Bayern game, or the Galatasaray versus Liverpool game, or maybe you watched the Atletico versus Tottenham. Whichever game you guys watched, you guys let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. It's been your boy Marquitos G. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace.